Welcome back, everybody, to the Houston Texans Madden 21 franchise rebuild. In the 2023 season, we are currently 4-7 on the year. We were kind of aggressive at the trade deadline, making a move to go and add a playmaker who, in like 4 games now with the team, has caught exactly 1 pass. That's not the main story right now, it's just last episode did not go how I thought it would. The team is still not playing that well, and now we are at risk of actually dropping from last year's record and our 8-8 stretch we've had here. So at 4-7, we're not really talking about the playoffs today. We want to see just player development, signs for the future, and hopefully some positives. And I'd like to see some of Jermaine Candidate today. I'm hopeful that we can get him some opportunities. But against that Ravens secondary, he was just not able to get open against Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. We'll probably get a lot of the drama over with today if we end up losing some of these first games, and I'll do some simulating, maybe even get us to week 17 today. If it's a lost season, no need to stick around too long. Once we get to the end of the year too, I will take some time looking back at the previous offseason to see how those rookies are developing so I can see if the XP sliders are where I like them. I have no clue yet. This is just what I use in Madden 20 now. Very new set of mine that was giving me development I liked there. But we'll find out soon enough. I've liked the upgrading this year. It seems like we're getting more than normal, and that's just kind of better, I think, in Madden. You want to have the ability to develop young players into superstars that end up getting superstar contracts, and that's what keeps the flow in franchise going. The issue is that on lower sets, you end up with just a bunch of 85 to 88 overall players that are some of the best at their positions, and their contract demands are lower than if they were like a 95 or a 96 overall. So you have teams comfortably fitting all their stars under the cap and making very few changes, and I want to avoid that. And if I can do it early in a series, that is obviously ideal. So I'm paying a lot of attention to that. I've learned a lot over many seasons of simming and playing to see what it is I'm looking for. I think I know now. The day begins with a Houston win over Carolina, who only had 2 wins coming into this game. We put up 2 touchdowns and an interception with Deshaun Watson. Teddy Bridgewater could not get much going here for the Carolina offense. Christian McCaffrey had a decent game, nothing special, while Jeremiah Bradham had 63 yards, less efficient than McCaffrey was, but we made up for it in the passing game, where Brandon Cooks led the way with 98 yards and a score. Amari Jones, 555 and a touchdown. And Jermaine Candidate now 3 career receptions. I guess we're waiting now to see the first big play, the first touchdown. Defensively, 10 tackles for Isaiah Fletcher, a tackle for loss as well. Khaleke Hudson, he's really stuffing the stat sheet, it seems, this year. He's getting some picks. He picks up the sack here. Omenahu gets 1. Good to see that. And I guess we keep our playoff hopes alive. We have a decent chance. We may watch week 16 if the gap is reasonable between us and Tennessee. So they're at 7-5, and we obviously already played them once and won. So we obviously win a tiebreaker if we can sweep. Oh boy, this seems like one of the rare tough big injury decisions. Do we want to play Montez Sweat or give extra experience to Khaleke Hudson? In a 5-7 year, is it worth it to bring back Sweat? Partial PCL tear, high chance of re-injury. I don't know how this works because I normally don't have players play through injury, but if you aggravate that injury, like I don't think it works. Like if you play a player through a broken collarbone, he'll have like a higher risk of a broken ankle. I don't know if it works like that, but a partial PCL tear, what's the next step to that? A complete PCL tear that's going to knock him out for a long time. Ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to. I don't know how it works exactly, but because we are late in the season, you're talking about a serious knee injury. If that happens, now you're missing not only part of this year, but next as well, and that's just too much to risk at 5-7. There's a sequence where if we win the rest of our games, we don't make the playoffs even, so we're not strong enough to even consider that. Upgrading Jeremiah Brown, will work on some of these cover ratings for him that are in the mid-60s, +3. It seems that a lot of these ratings I'm targeting lately, I get like +1 when I'm upgrading, so a +3 there is much appreciated, Madden. The Texans lose by 3. Who knows, maybe Montez Sweat would have been enough to get the victory in this game. A high-scoring loss for Houston, where Nick Mullins had 3 touchdown passes. Watson 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And I've seen a lot of people in the comments now critical of how Watson's played, and especially this year, the stats haven't looked good for him. And I don't think Watson's been great, but the reason why I don't really talk about him a whole lot is because there's so many other problems on the team. I don't think I would really worry about his play until things are more stable around him, and then if it's still a problem, then we can talk about, you know, do we have to make a trade or something? But I don't want to overreact about it now while we're playing so many young players across the O-line and that wide receiver. Sure, I'd like it to be better, but looking for an upgrade at quarterback is difficult, and that's why you'll see teams like the Lions play Matt Stafford for over a decade. Stafford's a good quarterback, but still they were not successful in his tenure. That's how you'd have to summarize it. They were not successful, and it would have been too hard and too risky to look for an upgrade. And that's why they waited like 13 years to finally say, okay, let's try something new here and move on. Anyway, Jeremiah Brown found the end zone twice in this one. Cooked 68 yards against one of his former teams. Jermaine Candidates, 6, 40, and 2. First touchdowns of his NFL career. Love seeing that. A couple sacks here for the defense, and picks for Jawan Bentley and Stephon Gilmore. And now Montez Sweat's just going to be back, so that would have been just one game to try to bring him back early. Best we can do now is 8-8. We basically need Tennessee to lose out, and we have control over one of those games. This is still where the team is making progress. Receiving upgrade now for Jeremiah Bradham. Catching did not go up. I'd like to get it to 70. That might take another 5 upgrades though. Jermaine Candidate. I think the big weakness right now on our team is just route running and getting open against good players. So I'll be doing a lot of those upgrades. Probably not too many slot upgrades for him. I want him to be a deep route runner and a big play receiver. We have Max Ridley. We'll go power rusher. Overall not going up, but getting more balanced. Calvin Paulson. Let's throw this one into blocking. I know I'm going for a lot of secondary archetypes right now, but I have an idea of what I want to do for all these players, and I'm not going away from it. And then we have Terrell Edmunds getting an upgrade to 82. And then an interesting situation here. He has a breakout chance against the LA Chargers. Terrell Edmunds at safety. Now, safety goals are usually very achievable. A pick, a forced fumble, tackle for loss, a sack. I think that my success rate on safety upgrades has to be higher than most positions. A convincing win for Houston. This is a rarity in this series. 28-10. We just play really well. 4 touchdowns for Deshaun Watson. That's pretty much a flawless stat line for him. Justin Herbert had a challenge in this game, and we've been putting a lot more pressure on these quarterbacks, it seems. We're getting more sacks this season. I feel like we're getting better. Definitely on defense. Cooks, big game. Candidate, best yet, 78-1. So it's taken some time, but he's learned the playbook a little bit now. I know someone in the comment section wanted that to be the little story here, but Candidate now having his performances really break out. And Gordon Norwood continues a really steady season. I think he's had a great year. And Paulson found the end zone again. Sacks for Borden and Carr. Tackles for loss. Do we have Terrell Edmonds? I don't think so. Interception? No. How about a forced fumble? Nope. That gets us to 6-8, but with Tennessee's 9th win happening in Week 15, we can't catch them. And I don't think we can catch anybody now. I think that we just have to go to Week 17 today and close it out. Here's the playoff picture with 2 games left to go. Kansas City still in the 7th spot. Last I saw, they were 6-5. Well, we are 6-8 now, and Kansas City is 8-6. So we aren't making it. Oh wait, did we hold them under the yardage threshold? I never even think about that upgrade. But now Terrell Edmonds gets to star development with 2 games to go on his contract. Meanwhile, upgrades continue to come in for all these young players. Randy Wallace. Amari Jones wrapping up his rookie year. Route runner, again, overall not climbing, but medium and short route running do go up. Amari Jones, I think, has had a very good rookie year. I don't know if it's going to be rookie of the year caliber, but with 2 games to go, he has a very good chance to finish with around 800 yards, maybe gets another touchdown, and you got to be happy with that production. I think especially, too, when you look at somebody's ratings, like Jones had low route running. That's just one of those ratings where I think if you have high route running, you can probably expect more out of your rookie year than somebody with low route running, unless you're getting a ton of big plays, which, especially in simulating, is not where Madden is geared. Madden really rewards efficiency, and with low route running, you're not going to be very efficient. I really like what Gordon Norwood has done this year. We go blocking upgrade this time. Alright, let's take a look at his stats. This year, 586 yards and 6 touchdowns. That is really solid for tight end. Most tight ends don't go super high in yardage, except for like Travis Kelce and Darren Waller, George Kittle. So 600-700, I mean, is like top 10 caliber tight end numbers. I'm curious now, the number 10 tight end in the 2020 season, just by yardage, would be Rob Gronkowski at 623. Only 5 tight ends were over 700 receiving yards this year. Another win for Houston. A lot of points on the board in this one. We allowed 28, but still get the W. Now a 5-touchdown day for Deshaun Watson. He has given us some of these elite performances. Great to see. Jeremiah Bradham, a little bit here on the ground, not a ton. But it seems that now as we get that second receiver spot more solidified, and maybe third. Maybe it's more so that third, because Jones has been solid all year. So has Brandon Cooks. Glad I didn't trade him. But now candidate. We're talking 5 touchdowns in The Sims today, in a very short amount of time. That's a lot of development in a very small amount of time, and the offense now is playing their best all season. Although it's a little late in the year. This team just feels destined to keep finishing 8-8. What is that, 2 years in a row we've gone 8-8, and now another win gets us there for a 3rd straight season? Unbelievable. So now Deshaun Watson's numbers look a lot better. There's still a lot of interceptions, but now a lot of touchdowns. Jeremiah Bradham, 204 yards away from a 1,000-yard campaign. I do not believe he's going to get there. Cooks has a 1,000-yard receiving season. And here we see just how bad this team has been looking for a 3rd receiver. We have, a couple good receivers and a tight end. Maybe Jermaine Candidate is the new 3rd receiver that we can count on for a while, but we have been missing that role for much of the year. 5 touchdowns for Candidate and 5 for Paulson as well. Very nice. Any other milestones we're close to? 1 sack for Sweat. Let's go. Why don't we see just how close we are to the Rookie of the Year award, by the way. Joe Burrow, close to the MVP. And for Rookie of the Year, Amari Jones is on top. I normally don't check this, but they show these numbers the last month of the year, or these rankings. I like to know how close we are, or if somebody has a chance to go and take it. But it's Jones' award to lose. Closing out the season once more with the Houston Texans. You gotta think that like 3 years of playing young players and going 8-8 has to eventually get you to the postseason. I suppose we could finish 7-9 and take a step back, but I just feel like we're gonna win this game. I feel like we're going to destroy the Jaguars today. I want to see Tremaine Candidate catch a pass, alright? Whoa. An audible? When did they start doing that? No way. Watson over the middle. Candidate. We audibled. We never do that. I gotta watch that back because I looked at the field and I'm like, okay, we're in our 2 receiver personnel. Maybe I just missed somebody. That was weird. Running this now with Bradham. He'll get close. But I like what we've seen now from Tremaine Candidate to finish out the year. I think that receiver's not going to be a high priority for us in the offseason. Here goes Watson. He's got it. First down. Candidate with Jones at the bottom of the screen as Watson is back to pass and throws to Candidate. He's well covered. That's one of those things, though, like, even if I want him to be a primary deep threat, like, 75 short is just not the place to stop upgrading. Nice play by Murray. He just knocked away that pass on the previous play, and then sacks Watson to force 4th down. Those plays were made by rookie corner Kendall Murray. What a punt. All right, pinned at their own 2 now. We'll see some of the defense. I'll probably focus on the offense today. But it's going to be Gardner Minshew handing off for a short pickup here to Alexander Madison. And I'll make sure that I play a lot of younger players today. Maybe some that don't normally get playing time considering the season is lost. Good play there, slowing down Madison. 3rd down now for the Jaguars, who spread out the field. Gardner Minshew, still the quarterback here in Jacksonville. And he's got time. And a man open. 1st down. Here's Minshew on 2nd down. Pressure coming. He can't get away. And he gets dropped by Khaleke Hudson. I think that's at least 2 sacks now on the season. Whoa, it's 4. His stats are going to look awesome by the end of the year. 3rd down and 20. And Minshew has time. Drops it off. That's going to get close, but no 1st down. Houston taking over now. 3 receivers on the field. Cooks goes to the slot. It's 1st and 10. Quick throw, and it's off the mark. Watson just 1 of 4. Trying this again now on 2nd down. Airing it out way downfield and caught! Brandon Cooks. I still want to see if Cooks will stay on the team for the future. I think that I've really enjoyed having him on the team. He's been better than I thought he'd be. 1st down now, running right, big opening. It's Bradham inside the 20. Will he go? Yes, he will! Pulling away to the end zone. That play right there, if you're ever wondering, does he have enough speed? Does Bradham have enough juice to get there? Yes, he does. Momentum was slowed up. He kept his balance, and still, nobody could catch him. One of the best plays from Bradham we've seen in a long time. Right there. The fact that no one can get the angle. You know who 44 is right there. That's Miles Jack. Sure, it ain't a defensive back, but he's got speed. That's what it's all about right there, everybody. Jabari Carr sacks Minshew. On 3rd down, they get stalled. And we take over. Let's see if we can do it again. Houston taking over. Good start to this game. Here comes Cooks in motion. And it's Deshaun Watson. He fires wide open as Brandon Cooks. And that'll go for a gain of 17. Here's Watson once again. And the catch made now. Bradham makes a nice move. And he gets up to the 48-yard line. Watson here trying to get out of the pocket. He's chased by Jack and can barely get the football away. So Watson couldn't run away from Miles Jack the way Jeremiah Bradham did. 2nd down and 10 for Houston. Here's another audible. Very interesting. I wonder how or why that's happening. It's never happened in the last handful of series. That's out of bounds. Pretty good coverage. Don't play it safe here. We're not in field goal range. We're on their half. Try to make a play. Josh Allen in the face of Watson. That is incomplete. Why don't we do a few more drives simulated here in Week 17. Jacksonville has not moved the football all that well, but they are across midfield now. Maybe they can get something going. Penalty, was it really 1st and 1? I've never seen a 1st and 1 in my life. Is it possible to get to 1st and 1? Deshaun Watson is sacked now by Josh Allen. He has been very good today against Morgan Moses. 15 for Amari Jones. Just trying to clinch that Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Nothing there. Dom Ross for 16. Madison gets some yardage. 10 in the air, 6 on the ground, then it's Chenault. 3rd and long for the Jaguars. Ooh, a penalty on Elijah Phillips, giving him some extra playing time, but Montez Sweat saves the day on 3rd down as Jacksonville hits a field goal. We'll take over. Bradham for a dozen, then 6. Carlton Davis knocks away a pass. At midfield here, it's 3rd down, and the Jaguars again make a stand. Very interesting how we had that one nice touchdown drive, and that is all to this point. 3rd and 3. Neither team here able to have much success in this area of the field. Lambeau hits a long field goal, so now 7-6, with us trying to get something more before the half, and we'll fail at that. So let's go to the 2nd. Not much offense here at all. Jacksonville, 3rd down, sacked by Montez Sweat. Can we finally get something going now? Bradham on the carry, and a good tough run. He makes his way out to the 35. Here's Watson now. He gets it away downfield, and that is either overthrown or it was a throwaway. So they've been able to keep us uncomfortable on offense. They've gotten pressure with Josh Allen. And now Watson barely gets the pass away again, just throwing out of bounds. Again, we're forcing Jacksonville to begin deep in their own territory. They'll run it right up the middle and get about 7 yards. Jacksonville's been balanced today. And now they run it, and that's a 1st down and more across the 20-yard line. Dom Ross picks up 14. Over the middle now, and that is Minshew getting a pass deflected by Khaleke Hudson. I think that he's somebody we're going to be building around. I am a fan. 2nd down and 10 for the Jaguars. Pressure from Sweat, not much. They lost yardage. 3rd and 12 for Jacksonville. Chenault the motion man. Minshew facing pressure, takes a shot, and that is well out of bounds. The scoring struggle continues. Starting at our 39, Watson to the air, and that is open for Amari Jones. We need some good rhythm throws like that. Remember when we saw a struggle against Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey? I think this is kind of a replay of that with CJ Henderson and Carlton Davis. We need better route running across the board. And I talked about candidates earlier, 75 shorts. That can't be where you stop trying to upgrade a player. So we may have to work on getting that into the 80s. Open is Norwood now. Inside the 25 at Jacksonville. And that's where I think Norwood is so valuable. We don't have great route runners at receiver. So I think he kind of plays that role of a number 2 in games like this. I wish I could have some sort of gameplay or game plan options here to say, okay, prioritize Norwood right now. We're in field goal range here at least, and this will be a catch for Bradham. That gets us a few of those lost yards back. And now 3rd and 9. Trayvon Moore checking in. Auto sub kicking in this time. And here is Watson. Rush picked up. This is caught. Candidate can't get there. So close. We're just going to settle here. I'd like to go for it. Our season's toast. But we'll take a 10-6 advantage. Back to defense now with Houston. Minshew with a shoulder fake and then gets it out to Chenault, who cannot make anybody miss. Minshew throwing once again. Fires complete. 1st down. Up to the 43. That's a fake for Minshew. Nice pickup, and now Minshew! They call it incomplete. So close. 3rd down and 6. This time, protection. Minshew to Chark. Inside the 40, and Jacksonville is into field goal range. Minshew back to the air again. Facing pressure, he gets hit by Borden. So this is the area of the field now where the defenses have had the advantage. Trying to get into field goal range and make the drive interesting. Now we drop Jacksonville back all the way to the 43. And Gardner Minshew will get some time. He'll take a shot into coverage, and it's intercepted. Wow, that looked like a Hail Mary at the end of the game. Justin Reed comes away with the takeaway. That gives it back to Houston. We'll see if we can run some clock now, get moving down the field again. And Watson. Whoa, that's going to be roughing. That is a huge call with us backed up. We're out of our 24-yard line now, and Watson off balance, improvising, finding Brandon Cooks. We'll get 20 on our way to the 4th quarter. Watson on the drop back. 1st down, out of the pocket now, and his overthrow is intercepted. Carlton Davis, right time, right place. Wow, he just overthrew Norwood. Huge break for Jacksonville. That is massive. Still a whole quarter left to go. Ridley now applying some pressure. This is hauled in. Good tackle made by Hudson. 3rd down here for Jacksonville, trying to make something of this interception. Minshew given plenty of time. That's open. It's Chenault. And Jacksonville goes back into field goal range with this catch. Perfect protection. Wide open look for Chenault. Jacksonville continues trailing by 4. Now we try to bring some pressure. And wow, are you kidding me? Ridley hits Minshew, and the pass is still right on target. One more time. Huge play by Colin Johnson. Following the gain of 5. Intercepted! Jump by Roby! Goodbye! Minshew will not catch him! How about that? Pick 6, Houston, now a 2-score lead. One of my favorite players in this series has been Bradley Roby, and now we just get the picture-perfect pick 6. He jumps it at full speed and just takes off. I love pick 6s that look like that. That is just a perfect play. Could this game be over? Ridley sacks Gardner Minshew, then a drop by Shark. On 4th down, Jacksonville just punts it back. Come on, let's run some clock now, please. 11 for Cooks, 77-yard touchdown. I think this one is over. Jacksonville had a chance here to get to 9-7, but it's Houston playing really well here down the stretch and trying to get back to 8-8. Another Brandon Cooks touchdown, and this has become a blowout out of nowhere. 31-6. Ridley sacks Minshew again? It's over. It is so over. It was just 10-6 very few seconds ago. Come on, I want to score another touchdown. They're going to slow us down. 34-6. That's your final. Houston to 8-8 once again. 3 seasons in a row. Considering we've done that, playing a lot of young players, I gotta think that this can go in the right direction next year. If not, then I've gone wrong somewhere in this rebuild. The goal is to eventually win. We're making progress. We're doing some things right. We got to get to 10 wins next year. An exciting 4th quarter gives us a dominant win to close the year. 2 more scores in this one for Watson, 80 yards in a score for Bradham, and a huge day for Brandon Cooks, who should be right around 1,200 yards. Montez Sweat got to 11 sacks on the season, and Bradley Roby picked up 2 interceptions. He had another one when I was doing that quick simulating, so Jacksonville's last play of the year was another Roby interception. No playoff game for us this year, so 3 straight years at 8-8. What is next for the Houston Texans? We ended up this year with the 20th ranked offense in yardage and the 6th ranked defense. We had some really good games. We indeed made a lot of improvements on that side of the football. I think for the offense, it was just that we needed another solid number 2 receiver. Somebody else who could get open against these good defenses. Next year, I think we're going to be a lot better as far as that goes. So Watson closes with 33 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Bradham almost 4 yards a carry. I'm pretty happy with how he played this season. Brandon Cooks was outstanding. Amari Jones was very exciting. Gordon Norwood, very good. I really like the way the team is coming together. For the defense now, 11 sacks for Montez Sweat, 8 for Max Ridley, 6.5 for Jabari Carr, and then Khaleke Hudson, 79 tackles. Keep in mind he was not like a full-time starter all year long or anything. In the beginning of the year, he played a lot less prior to being traded for. So he was playing half the snaps, and then he became a full-time player down the stretch with us. And he ended up with 4 sacks, 2 picks, and almost 80 tackles. Very, very good stuff. Bradley Roby picked up 4 interceptions for us. Love having him on the team. 5 deflections as well. Fletcher had 9. Yeah, Isaiah Fletcher is going to be just fine. Around the NFL, here are the league leaders. Joe Burrow, 41 touchdowns, and he was 4th in yardage. For rushing, the title goes to Ezekiel Elliott, not too surprising, 17 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks led the NFL in receiving yardage this year. So he's probably getting some kind of an upgrade there. He's already at star, probably getting to superstar now, which will also slow down his regression. 5 interceptions from Mike Hughes, Cole Holcomb, and Jair Alexander. Von Miller, 17.5 sacks. That leads the NFL. Joe Burrow is the NFL MVP, Dan Quinn, Coach of the Year. And for the awards here, Josh Allen, Offensive Player of the Year, Von Miller, Defensive. Amari Jones is the Rookie of the Year after all. Eddie Hickman wins it on defense. Here are the rest. Nothing too surprising there. Bradley Roby second for best defensive back. Russell Wilson, Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC. Jake Lowry, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Cam Cobb, that's 2 for the Vikings. Cobb is 88 overall. I'll have to take a look when I'm done off recording at the results compared to the offseason and make changes there, but glad to see a lot of development going to players that stand out. Here is the Pro Bowl roster for this year, and a 78 overall quarterback made it to the NFC. I'll have to see who that is. I wish they put like a team logo next to everybody. I don't know all of them. Adam Thielen, Christian Kirk, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I'm looking too much at the left side here. Brandon Cooks, no surprise. Nobody along the offensive line. Two for the Jaguars, so that's the matchup we had. Roby makes it. So just a couple Pro Bowlers, 2 of our best players. Dale Duran made it to the Pro Bowl this year. He plays for Green Bay. It was his second year in the NFL. He had 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, also ran a touchdown in. That Pro Bowl is worth 5,800 XP to him. Did not get a development boost. That's required for stats and how you rank that year. So I think Pro Bowls should factor into dev increases. Same with awards. And here is how the playoffs have gone. We have 2 6 seeds in the Super Bowl. The Bengals put up 49 points here, 38 against the Ravens, 31 against Cleveland. Joe Burrow, the MVP, will take on the Detroit Lions, who just beat the Green Bay Packers to make it to the Super Bowl. And as we sim to the offseason, the champions are the Cincinnati Bengals with MVP Joe Burrow. That is the new team to beat. Very convincing win for Cincinnati. Here are retirements for this year then. Harrison Smith, Justin Pugh, Trent Williams. Matt Ryan retires, Brandon Brooks, Rodney Hudson, Xavier Rhodes. Anybody for us? Nope, no retirements for this year for Houston. Here is the regression though. Benardrick McKinney loses 16. Brandon Cooks 8. Bradley Roby 7. Brian Anger 5. Not much for Tunsil, a ton for Linval Joseph, Roger Saffold, and Morgan Moses, all free agent pickups a year ago. But I think this is mostly manageable. And when we get to the offseason next episode, here are the free agents we have to think about. Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Cooks, Terrell Edmonds, Khaleke Hudson. After that year, I think that we're going to want to get him under contract. Benardrick McKinney, Denzel Mims, Roger Saffold. I'm glad that Roby's already under contract. But we'll have some decisions to make. That Brandon Cooks deal would be very big, and if we don't make it, we have a lot of work to do at that position. And right now we have $124 million in space. Okay, that is a lot. 124. What are we going to do with it? Next episode, we start to piece that together. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Houston Texans Madden 21 Rebuild franchise. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know down below what offseason moves you think we need to make so this team can compete next year for a playoff spot. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time.